Don't scroll. I know you've been feeling it. That restlessness. That sense that something is coming. That quiet whisper in your chest that won't go away no matter how many times you try to ignore it. You've been telling yourself it's nothing. That you're imagining things. That you're just anxious, just tired, just overthinking. But it's not nothing. It's a call. And the call is coming from someone you love. Your soulmate needs your help. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when the timing is better or the circumstances are easier. ASAP. And God chose you for this moment. Not someone else. Not someone stronger, smarter, more capable. You. Because you're the only one who can do what needs to be done. You're the only one who sees them the way you do. You're the only one who can reach the part of them that no one else can reach. This moment was written for you. Before you were born. Before they were born. Before either of you knew the other existed. God has been preparing you for this. Every struggle. Every heartbreak. Every lesson you thought was random. It was all leading here. To this moment. To this call. To this chance to be for someone what no one else can be. So take a breath. Put your phone down on a flat surface if you need to. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. You're about to find out why God chose you. And it's going to change how you see everything. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Let me tell you what's happening on their side. The parts you can't see. The parts they haven't told anyone. They're drowning. Not dramatically. Not in a way that anyone would notice from the outside. Quietly. The way someone drowns when they've been fighting for too long and their arms are too tired to keep swimming. They've been fighting a battle you know nothing about. Not because they don't trust you. Because they didn't want to burden you. Because they thought they could handle it alone. Because they've always been the strong one, the capable one, the one who doesn't need help. But they can't handle it alone. And they're finally realizing that. Not because they've admitted it out loud. Because they're tired. Exhausted in a way that sleep can't fix. Empty in a way that distractions can't fill. Lost in a way that directions can't help. They need someone to see them. Really see them. Not the version they show the world. The version underneath. The one that's scared and tired and doesn't know what to do. They need you. Not because you're perfect. Because you're theirs. And God knew that. That's why God chose you for this moment. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people scroll away because it's easier to doubt than to believe. Don't be most people. Here's what they need help with. Not the details. I can't give you those. The heart of it. They need help remembering who they are. Somewhere along the way, they lost themselves. Not all at once. Slowly. The way fog rolls in, first a mist, then a haze, then suddenly you can't see anything. They forgot what makes them happy. They forgot what they're passionate about. They forgot the dreams they used to have before life got heavy and responsibilities piled up. They forgot that they're worthy of love. Not the kind they have to earn. The kind that just shows up. The kind that doesn't leave when things get hard. They forgot that they're not alone. That's where you come in. You remind them. Not with words. With presence. With the way you look at them. With the way you show up, again and again, even when they push you away. You remind them that they matter. That they're seen. That they're not invisible. You remind them that someone chose them. Not because they had to. Because they wanted to. That's the help they need. Not fixing. Not saving. Reminding. And God chose you to do it. Because no one else can. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's why God chose you. Not because you're the strongest. Because you're the one who stayed. When other people walked away, you stayed. When it would have been easier to give up, you stayed. When there was no guarantee that staying would make a difference, you stayed. You stayed. Not because you're desperate. Because you're faithful. And faithfulness is rare. Most people love when it's easy. When they're getting something in return. When the other person is showing up the way they're supposed to. But you? You love when it's hard. When there's no guarantee. When you might never get back what you're giving. That's not weakness. That's strength. The kind of strength that God sees. The kind of strength that God uses. That's why you're the one for this moment. Because you won't give up. Not when it gets hard. Not when they push you away. Not when it feels like nothing is changing. You'll stay. And your staying might be the only thing that saves them. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here's what they're afraid to tell you. They're afraid they've waited too long. That they've pushed you away one too many times. That you've finally given up on them. They're afraid that even if they reach out, you won't be there. That you've closed the door. That you've moved on. That you've found someone who's easier to love. They're afraid that they don't deserve you. That you're too good for them. That you'll eventually realize it and leave. They're afraid that they're broken beyond repair. That no amount of love can fix what's wrong with them. That they're destined to be alone. These fears are not true. But they feel true. And feelings are powerful. That's why they need your help. Not to argue with their fears. To be present in spite of them. To show up even when they're pushing you away. To love them even when they don't feel lovable. That's what God chose you for. To be the proof that their fears are wrong. To be the evidence that love can be trusted. To be the mirror that shows them who they really are. Not broken. Worthy. Not too far gone. Right here. Not alone. Loved. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what your help looks like. Not the movie version. The real version. It looks like a text that says, "I was thinking about you today." It looks like showing up at their door with coffee and no agenda. It looks like sitting in silence because words aren't needed. It looks like asking, "How are you, really?" and waiting for the real answer. It looks like not running when they cry. It looks like staying when they try to leave. It looks like loving them in the small moments, not just the big ones. That's what help looks like. Not dramatic rescues. Quiet faithfulness. And that's exactly what they need. Not a hero. A human. Someone who sees them and stays. That's you. That's always been you. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 1. Here's what you need to do. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Reach out. Not with a speech. Not with a plan. Not with expectations. With presence. Send the message. Make the call. Show up at the door. Not because you have to. Because you get to. Because this moment, the one God prepared you for, is here. And if you don't act, you might miss it. Not because God will punish you. Because moments have windows. And windows close. The window is open right now. Don't let it close. Send the message. Hey. I've been thinking about you. I don't know what's going on, but I want you to know I'm here. Whatever you need. I'm here. That's it. That's all. Not, you need to talk to me. Not, why are you pushing me away? Not, I know something is wrong. Just, I'm here. Because, I'm here, is the only message that matters. It says, you're not alone. It says, you matter to me. It says, I'm not going anywhere. That's what they need to hear. Not answers. Presence. So give them your presence. That's what God chose you for. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what will happen when you reach out. They might not respond right away. They might need time. They might be scared, ashamed, unsure what to say. That's okay. Don't panic. Don't send another message. Don't take it personally. They're processing. Your message landed. It's doing its work. Give it time. When they do respond, when they're ready, they might not say much. They might say, I'm okay, when they're not. They might change the subject. They might pretend everything is fine. Don't push. Don't call them out. Don't demand the truth. Just keep showing up. Keep sending the, I'm thinking of you, messages. Keep showing up at the door. Keep being present. Eventually, the walls will lower. Not because you broke them down. Because you were patient enough to let them crumble on their own. That's how you help. Not by forcing. By being. By being there. By being patient. By being love. That's what God chose you for. Not to fix. To be. Don't scroll. We're almost through part 1. Here's what I want you to take with you. Your soulmate needs your help ASAP. Not because they're weak. Because they're human. And humans need each other. God chose you for this moment. Not because you're perfect. Because you're willing. Willing to stay when it's hard. Willing to love without guarantees. Willing to show up even when you don't know what to say. That willingness is everything. It's the reason you're reading these words right now. It's the reason you didn't scroll. It's the reason you're going to reach out. And when you do, when you send that message, make that call, show up at that door, something will shift. Not dramatically. Not overnight. But it will shift. Because love shifts things. And you are love. That's why God chose you. Not because you're the strongest. Because you're the one who stayed. And staying is the most powerful thing there is. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. You're still here. You made it through part 1. And part 2 is where I tell you what to do when they finally open up. How to respond. What to say. How to be the help they need without losing yourself in the process. But for now, just sit with this. Your soulmate needs you. God chose you for this moment. And the moment is now. Don't miss it. Don't scroll. Part 2 is here. And if you made it through part 1, if you stayed when everything in you wanted to look away, to protect yourself, to pretend this message wasn't for you, then you're ready for what comes next. Because part 1 was about the call. The restlessness. The sense that something was coming. The truth that your soulmate needs your help and God chose you for this moment. Part 2 is about something harder. What to do when they finally open up. Because they will. Not because you forced them. Because your presence created a space where opening up felt possible. Because your consistency wore down their walls. Because your love made them feel safe enough to be vulnerable. And when that moment comes, when they look at you with tears in their eyes and say the words they've been too afraid to say, you need to be ready. Not with a speech. With presence. With the kind of response that makes them glad they finally trusted you. So take a breath. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Because what I'm about to tell you could be the difference between them shutting down again and them finally letting you in. And letting you in is the only way they'll get the help they need. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what opening up looks like. Not the movie version. The real version. It won't be dramatic. It won't be a flood of words perfectly arranged. It won't come at the right time, in the right place, with the right lighting. It will be messy. It might come in the middle of a normal conversation. When you least expect it. When you're driving, or making dinner, or sitting in comfortable silence. They'll say something small. Something that could be ignored if you weren't paying attention. I've been struggling lately. I don't know how to tell you this. I'm not okay. Those small words are the door cracking open. How you respond will determine whether the door opens wider or slams shut. So pay attention. Be present. Don't let the moment pass because you were distracted, because you were checking your phone, because you assumed they were fine. They're not fine. And they're finally telling you. Don't miss it. Don't scroll. Stay with me. This is where most people want to look away. Don't. Here's what you should not do when they open up. Do not interrupt. Let them speak. Even if it's hard to hear. Even if you want to jump in and fix it. Even if you think you know what they're going to say. Let them find their words. Let them say it in their own time, in their own way. Interrupting tells them that what you have to say is more important than what they're trying to say. It tells them that you're not really listening. It tells them that opening up was a mistake. So be quiet. Let them talk. Do not offer solutions. Not yet. Not until they've said everything they need to say. Not until they've emptied the weight they've been carrying. Your solutions might be good. They might be exactly what they need. But offering them too soon feels like you're trying to close the conversation, not continue it. It feels like you're uncomfortable with their pain and you're trying to make it go away. But pain doesn't go away because you offer solutions. It goes away when it's been witnessed. So witness first. Solve later. Do not make it about you. Don't say, "I knew something was wrong." Don't say, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" Don't say, "This is breaking my heart." Those responses put the focus on you. They make their pain about your feelings. This moment is not about you. It's about them. They've been carrying something heavy. They're finally setting it down. Don't pick it up and make it yours. Just let them set it down. Do not panic. If you panic, they will retreat. They will think they shouldn't have told you. They will think they've burdened you. They will go back to hiding. Stay calm. Even if you're not calm inside. Breathe. Ground yourself. Remember that you were chosen for this moment. Panic helps no one. Presence helps everyone. So be present. Not panicked. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what you should do when they open up. First, listen. Really listen. Not the kind of listening where you're already preparing your response. The kind where you're fully present, fully attentive, fully there. Look at their eyes. Notice their body language. Hear not just their words but what's underneath them. Listening is the greatest gift you can give them right now. Because they've been silent for so long. And silence is lonely. Your ears are the end of that loneliness. Second, validate. Not with, "Everything will be okay." You don't know that. With something simpler. That sounds really hard. I can see why you've been struggling. Thank you for telling me. I know that wasn't easy. Validation says, "I hear you. I believe you. You're not crazy for feeling this way." It doesn't fix anything. But it makes them feel less alone. And feeling less alone is sometimes the only fix that matters. Third, hold space. Space is not empty. It's full of presence. Full of safety. Full of the message, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." You can say whatever you need to say. You hold space by being still. By not rushing. By not trying to fill every silence with words. Silence is not empty. It's where truth lands. Let it land. Fourth, ask gentle questions. Not interrogations. Not, "Why didn't you tell me?" Gentle questions that invite more sharing. What's been the hardest part? How can I support you right now? Is there anything you need that you're not getting? These questions say, "I want to understand. I want to help. I'm not going anywhere." Ask them. Then listen to the answers. Fifth, offer presence, not promises. Don't promise to fix what you can't fix. Don't promise that everything will be okay when you don't know that. Promise what you can deliver. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. We're going to get through this together. That's a promise you can keep. Keep it. Don't scroll. This is where everything shifts. Here's what will happen after they open up. They will feel vulnerable. Exposed. Maybe even regretful. They might pull back. Not because they don't trust you. Because vulnerability is uncomfortable. Because they're not used to being seen. Don't take it personally. Don't chase. Don't demand more than they're ready to give. Just stay consistent. Keep showing up. Keep sending the "thinking of you" messages. Keep being present. Consistency is the antidote to vulnerability hangovers. When they see that you're still there, that you didn't run, that you didn't treat them differently, that you didn't make their pain about you, they will trust you more. And trust is what allows deeper opening. So be consistent. Be patient. Be present. That's how you help. Not by fixing. By being. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what you need to understand about the help they need. It's not about you solving their problems. It's about you being a safe place where they can feel their problems without feeling alone. Most people don't need solutions. They need witnesses. They need someone to sit with them in the dark and not be afraid of the dark. They need someone to say, "I see you. I hear you. You matter to me." That's what you're offering. Not answers. Presence. And presence is more powerful than any solution you could offer. Because presence says, you're not alone. And not being alone is sometimes the only thing that makes the darkness bearable. Don't scroll. Stay with me. We're halfway through part 2. Here's what you need to take care of yourself too. Being there for someone who's struggling is hard. It's exhausting. It can drain you if you're not careful. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be present for them if you're falling apart. So take care of yourself. Not instead of taking care of them. In addition to. Rest when you need to rest. Eat when you need to eat. Talk to someone about your own feelings. Cry when you need to cry. Don't feel guilty about any of it. You're allowed to be human. You're allowed to struggle. You're allowed to need help too. And you need to get that help from somewhere other than them. They can't be your support right now. They're the one who needs support. So find your own people. Your own therapist. Your own support group. Your own outlet. Take care of yourself so you can take care of them. That's not selfish. That's wise. And wisdom is what will carry you both through this. Listen to me. Your heart needs this right now. Here's what you need to remember about why God chose you for this moment. Not because you're perfect. Because you're faithful. You've shown up when it was hard. You've loved without guarantees. You've stayed when staying was costly. That's faithfulness. And faithfulness is rare. Most people love when it's easy. When they're getting something in return. When the other person is showing up the way they're supposed to. But you? You love when it's hard. When there's no guarantee. When you might never get back what you're giving. That's not weakness. That's strength. The kind of strength that God sees. The kind of strength that God uses. That's why you're the one for this moment. Because you won't give up. Not when it gets hard. Not when they push you away. Not when it feels like nothing is changing. You'll stay. And your staying might be the only thing that saves them. Not because you're a hero. Because you're present. And presence is the most powerful force in the universe. God is present. Always. And God made you in God's image. So be present. That's what you were made for. Don't scroll. We're almost through part 2. Here's what I want you to take with you. Your soulmate needs your help. God chose you for this moment. And now they're opening up. Not because you forced them. Because you created a space where opening up felt possible. That's not nothing. That's everything. So when they speak, listen. When they cry, hold space. When they're scared, be present. When they don't have words, sit in silence. That's how you help. Not by fixing. By being. Not by solving. By staying. Not by having answers. By being the answer to the question, am I alone? You're the answer. You've always been the answer. That's why God chose you. Not because you're the strongest. Because you're the one who stayed. And staying is the most powerful thing there is. Breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. You're still here. You made it through part 2. And part 3 is where I tell you how to walk with them through what comes next. The hard days. The setbacks. The moments when you both feel like giving up. And how to hold on to each other when everything feels like it's falling apart. But for now, just sit with this. They opened up. You were ready. And God is smiling. Because this is exactly what God created you for. Not to be perfect. To be present. And you are.